Okay, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I've got my business partner and good friend, Paul Taylor. Now, if you've been following my journey, over the past 2 years, I quit a job and I started from pretty much scratch because I had hardly any cash left in the bank, and ultimately I did not want to get another job. And so I looked around at all the different options of how can I create cash flow. And at that point in time, I didn't have enough understanding and mindset on how to raise joint venture finance. I couldn't raise finance at my own bank because I had hardly any. I couldn't raise finance out of my own portfolio because I didn't have a job and didn't have cash flows coming in. So ultimately I had to do something called rent to rent, where I basically use other people's houses to create cash flow. So that was my focus and strategy just 2 years ago. And I'm still doing it now, but I'm also now doing purchases, raising joint venture finance and land development too. However, Paul Taylor, inspiring chap that he is, I'm not going to steal his thunder because I'm going to let him explain in a very moment what he's doing, but I'm just kind of position where he's at. So Paul retired a few years ago. I'm going to let him add more meat to that story. But ultimately, he's done he's smashing it. He's not just successful; he's smashing it in the property world as well. But then, because we both love social media, he gets a lot of messages, and people kept saying, "Oh, it's okay for you because," and I'll say that again. It's okay for you because. Even I get that now as well. Oh, Tom, it's okay for you because you're financially free now, and so you've got more time. It's okay for you. So, Paul, well, you know what? I keep giving all these people advice, and I'm going to show them that if Paul can do it from scratch again, then why can't they? So, Paul, can you just kind of shed your story on that? I've kind of probably done it down and whatnot, but can you, the viewers who are watching, just why you're doing this £0 to £100,000 challenge, and what parameters are you using for this?
So, I mean, as Tom mentioned, the main reason I did it is I had a few people messaging about how to get extra revenue streams, etc., via Instagram, and I was just chatting to them about maybe you could get stuff and sell it on, etc., do various different stuff, and they're saying, okay, but it's okay for you, you've got money to invest. And I was like, no, you can do it with no money, and a lot of negativity, a lot of arguments for every solution I was coming up with, and I thought, rather than me trying to explain it until I'm blue in the face, I'll just try and record the series, start from scratch. My son's coming along on the journey, he's 6 years old, trying to teach him a bit about business, and try and go from literally no money to see where we can get to in 1 year. And it's a really enjoyable challenge, actually, starting January the 1st this year, because you're going back to basics. You're going back to the real hustle and bustle of nicking a tenner here and there, trying to get some deals, and it's just really interesting, and I'm really enjoying it, actually.
So the most of you who are watching are probably from following me because of the property industry and property related. So you start from zero. As that actually had zero cash in the bank for this project. And so could you just talk us through what's your first? Did you use property as your first strategy or your first business venture?
I wish I could, because then it'd be a lot more accelerated, but obviously even with a rent to rent you need a couple of thousand, because you need the legals, you need maybe to get furniture in, etc. So I had to start with zero. So my initial move was to start getting stuff for free and then trying to sell it. That was the only thing I could think of that was quick. And I was going onto Facebook Marketplace, typing in free listings local to me within 5 miles, say. And you have to be quick, because the goods free stuff goes within 10 minutes, so you have to be looking quite a lot. Managed to pick up, the first thing I picked up was a valve, like a heating valve, picked that up from a guy a mile away, sold it for £50, and that gave me a float, kept doing more of those. One day I picked up a headboard for free, sold it an hour later for £25. I don't know why it gets such a thrill out doing stuff like that. Yeah. And you just spiral from there. Yeah,
you can see the animation and the liveness coming out from him already. But Paul is a trader. That's the part of his character. We've been chatting for a good few months about this, and it's really exciting to see him actually now just taking the bull by the horns. Yeah. But the thing is, so people would message Paul, and Paul would say, look, if you've got absolutely zero cash and really horrendous credit rating, why not just go and get stuff for free and flog it? That's what he'd say. And most people would, 9 times out of 10, or even 99.9% of everybody would never bother, because they see it as below them. They see it as that that's too much hassle and effort. But if you notice, Paul's actually out there getting free stuff, then selling it to create a pot, and then he's reinvesting it so he can then scale. So, tell us then. So you're still doing that kind of. If you see a bit like a magpie, if you see, you won't get it.
Of course, yeah.
But
if I see a deal, it has to be done. I mean, I was driving along the other day to go and visit a 4-unit flat block that I was going to buy. It was £725,000 at auction. I'm on the way there to go and view the thing, and I see 3 books. So I'm thinking, I'll go and maybe do something with the challenge. Picks up a load of 3 books, and it is addictive.
But the compounding effect, though, so he's saving all these small chunks of cash. And so tell the viewers, how are you using that in order to actually scale? So tell us about the storage racks and the microwaves, and so how are you actually scaling it? So actually you can cash forecast that actually by even just doing this simple method, that 100k, I have no doubt you're going to smash it.
Well, the biggest thing that some people don't understand is, so my mum was watching me go through this process, and she's saying, why do you keep spending the money? I'm like, you do not want the money in the bank. Every bit of money I'm getting back, I'm redeploying into more stock because I want to compound it as quickly as possible. So if I've got any cash, I'm looking for the next deal to invest. And I had a couple of things where I had an opportunity to buy a load of microwaves, and I think it was 29 microwaves, all brand new, and I bought them for £560, but I didn't have the money. So what I did was I listed them before I went to go and pick them up, then picked up some of them because I couldn't fit them all in the van, paid for that partial amount, which was all the money I had in the pot at that time. But by the time I got back to the house after the first drop off, I'd already sold one, and then another one the next day, so I had another £180 back. And within the first 6, I had all my money back. So the mentality on all these deals, these job lots I'm buying, is I'm trying to get my money out as quickly as possible at fairly cheap prices, and then I'm holding stock, and I can sell it for whatever I want then. I can wait. As long as I can get it sold within a year. I'm running out of space though in the back room at the moment. And it is literally
this is back room. It was his actual boardroom that you now converted into a stock room.
Yes, you can't move in there at the moment. But it's just trying to see opportunities. I'll give you 2 examples where you just can't switch off with this stuff. And one was we had to get some racking because we bought a big car lot of 1,700 car parts, 1,600 car parts for £1,700, and I had to get racking. And I thought I don't want to spend £200 on a load of racking. So when I'm in Screwfix, I see a load of DeWalt drill bit sets for half price. So I bought 42 of them. It's
crazy.
And then bought them for £15 each and sold them on Amazon for £29. I think I ended up with it was about £500. Paid for my racking and actually got paid to get the racking. So that's one example. And then last week, I'm just getting even worse with this stuff. It's getting really addictive, I'm telling you. I went to get some petrol to go and pick up a delivery, and I was thinking, how can I pay for the petrol? I'm looking behind me in the garage, and there's loads of oil on sale. So it's like £12 down to £4.50. So I buy out every bottle and then stick them into Amazon and get £40 back to pay for the fuel. So it's just about being creative and.
And I think you touched on a real valid point there as well. So Paul's basically saying when he makes some money, he's not just then keeping it and saving it, like his mum's mentality. No. As soon as he's got it, he's redeploying it, he's reinvesting it. And that resonates with me as well, because people say, Tom, you're cash flowing really well now out of your property business, but I'm not seeing a massive bank balance like increasing, because every time we have some cash, it gets redeployed. So like I've just built the extension of the office now, the studio, or I'm putting money into another property or another rent to rent, or my education, or my mentoring, or marketing, or branding. It's constant, because it's getting you to your outcome, to your goal. Paul's goal is £100,000 in 1 year. So everything he's doing is, will it get me there? If it won't, he won't do it. Or will it help me build a business around that to make 100k? So for you watching this, you might be thinking, how can I learn from or just mirror some of the things that we're doing there? So it's when you make money, you don't then just spend it on liabilities. It's reinvesting it into something that you can then make more money on.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, of the sales we've had, 6-7 weeks into the year?
Yeah.
So of the sales we've had so far, I think sold £7,000, probably spent about 6,700. Like there's about £300 in the pot because I'm always reinvesting it. But we're sitting on stock of about 15k now, and it's going to take a long time to get rid of that. But for 6 weeks in, that is, I think we're well on pace to get where we want to be. But in my mind, I just want to get everything listed, front end, for the first 6 months of the year, we'll get everything listed over £100,000 worth of stock online.
Yeah.
And then I can just probably relax and let it go through, and then build up cash pot from that, and then maybe move into a rent to rent or a low cash flowing property deal.
Yeah, so I know that you're also now looking at like purchase lease options and bringing in the property strategies as you know, for multiple streams of income into this, and it makes sense. Now, one beautiful little thing I think that Paul's doing though is the fact that he's actually really bringing in his son. So Jack is actually his son is now, how old is Jack, by the way?
6.
So Jack's really engaged in this, and it's just making memories. And for me, you know what, that's the most magical and special thing for the whole thing is Jack is learning the business, how to trade, how the value of money through actual physical activity with his dad. And so this stuff will stick with him for the rest of his life. And for me, regardless of whether Paul smashes 100,000, he will, but regardless of that, it's priceless what he's doing for his son, and I just think that's really commendable.
Yeah, I showed you a video earlier. He was we were buying packs of plumbing parts at the boot sale, and he was splitting the bags up, individually bagging them and then relabeling them so we could save him more money. And showed you a video. It's literally a production line while he's watching cartoons.
Saying that, he is a bit of a hoarder. He keeps siphoning off like toys.
He keeps a lot of the stock, sadly. But
so if people are inspired by this, where can they see? How are you sharing this journey?
So we're trying to get the videos on YouTube, and it does take a bit of time to get it all filmed and edited, but I'm going to try and commit to getting it through the year. So the YouTube channel's Taylor Entrepreneur, and I think we're on video 9 or 10 now. And it's interesting seeing it. We're getting a little bit better at editing the videos as we're going along, but
it's like anything, you get better every time you do it.
Yeah, and it's definitely getting interesting. The next move is to then do some online courses and stuff like that, just to get another revenue stream. And one of the things that I didn't mention was I'm going to try to do at least 10 different revenue streams during this year. So the flipping side of it is just to get us to the start. And I've done a couple of other things as well, which you'll see on the videos. But just trying to get it above 10, just to keep it to keep the challenge up, make it more difficult, and just to keep it a bit more interesting. Because if I'm doing the same thing for a whole year, I'll get bored, and the people watching will get bored as well.
So thanks for watching. If you've really enjoyed this or you found it of value, please do like and share this. That's all I ask. We haven't sold you anything. So if you like the content we're putting out there, please do engage with us, please do like it, please do share it, and please comment if you'd like this and what more would you like to see in the future. So what's the link again for YouTube?
So it's Taylor Entrepreneur.
And I'm on Instagram, the Tom Heaney, and also check my YouTube out, it's coming. So watch this space, Tom Heaney Entrepreneur on YouTube too. Take care, thanks for watching.
Have a good one, guys, thank you.